StaceyJ, and this is my studio. It is Sunday morning. Well, actually, just to be fair, just come in here today. I'm raw today. I have no makeup on. I barely did my hair. But I thought I'd do something today, which I don't really think I've done, is spend the day with you. I'll do some recordings of me sewing, possibly cleaning up my room. It looks a bit messy. And I thought that maybe I could talk to you and tell you some stories about me while I am still sewing up my Chanel. I would say I lost a day yesterday not sewing, but I really preferred the alternate. It was a fantastic day yesterday out with Catherine and Deb. If you haven't seen that vlog, I will link it, I think, somehow, to the comments. And I've seen how people do that. Well, I've seen people have done it. I don't know how they do it. Today I'm wearing my ruche tee. I had one of my people say that they prefer the neckline doid like a doiga. And you know, I think if I did the medium, not the small, I'd feel the same. But it's, I mean, it's meant to be tubby. But I'm yeah, with you. I feel it's this is how this one is. Like I said, I made this one to scale. I made this one to fit. Sorry, I made this one to the exact program. I'm going to say every other word, but the correct word for saying that, to the instructions. I usually use things like that. I usually say, what flavour is it when it's perfume? So what flavour is that? You know, things like that, which is, you know what I'm talking about if I say stuff like that. My dad used to call instructions distractions. Oh, and I think that was because one of my kids said, "Get the distractions, Granddad." I don't know. One of Danny's, that's my brother, one of his kids maybe had said it. So Dad always used it. So my little room is a little bit messy at the minute. I'll hold you up. Oh, look at that. It's a little bit. That. My daughter's cleaning down the little rumpus room that ends up being a trough all the time. I clean it, troughed. Chris dumps building stuff in there. I've got an old blind hammer in there that nobody seems to want. I offered it to somebody free and they didn't want it. It's a commercial one and it works. I just upgraded because I could. And what sits on that blind hammer table would be crap. That just gets dumped in there. Find a bench that's clear and put shit on it. It's pretty much, excuse all my French with the crap and the shit. Okay. So Victoria is, Lily's moving out and Victoria is going to move down to the bedroom. Now that bedroom down there has an ensuite and it's a big room, and off that room is like a rumpus area, which we walk through to get to the deck downstairs. And it is a pit hole of despair. It is, how many of you watched The Princess Bride and they went into the swamp? I can't remember the name of the swamp. I'll pop it up, but yeah, I'm a big Princess Bride fan. Actually, I might watch that today, or will I watch vlogs? Anyway, I'm going to be talking to you. So I came home yesterday and found that all over my Shea lounge, which, you know, Chris sort of went to Victoria, you're gonna be in trouble. But the downstairs area looks better. Oh, that doesn't sound good. So I am going to tidy up my room first, and I'm going to grab the lining for my, I've got to do the sleeves. The sleeves are what I've got to do for the lining, and then I'm just going to pop it into the jacket. Just pop it in. I have done something to the jacket that wasn't normal. That's what's really held me up a little bit, is that I still don't know how to use my my new Premiere Pro editing tool, because Samuel was at work last night. I texted him, how do I get my stuff onto the screen? And he goes, what? Poor guy. I gave him limited information, and no wonder he didn't know what I was talking about. And what else was there? Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I think that'll be just a little snippets of fun for my fun Sunday. And it is, I'm going to, also, I believe I'll pop up here. I'll pop up here a picture of what the view from my bedroom looked like this morning versus what you saw if you watched my yesterday's vlog, what you saw when I drove into the city to get the girls. I actually thought, sitting here, if you just saw the dog walk past this area here, it's right in line with my ironing board table. And I just thought, there's a cat on my ironing board table. What? Because cats aren't allowed in here. I'm not being mean, just 2 of my cats, and one of them sprays, and I would literally not be happy. That's all I'm saying about that. Okay, guys, I'm going to, toodle around. I won't probably share the whole day with you because nobody wants to spend the day with Stacey like that. And when I get you and I'm sewing up some of my sleeves, I will chat about life. I do have something I want to tell you about. That's top of mind this morning, to be fair. I think because I have no makeup on. That's why it's top of mind. But when you watch yourself and you edit, you go, oh, yeah, no, I can see that. People say they can't see it. Oh, I can see that. So anyway, I am going to do that. Because I can. Right. I'll be back. Right, so I have cleaned my studio. Girls look big at this angle. I've cleaned my studio-ish as much as I'm going to. And I am now going to sew the sleeves off my lining to the Chanel jacket. I haven't looked today, but yesterday the winning next garment looks like it's very well going to be the blouse, the one that I'm making to go with my rose skirt. So I wanted to talk to you about some things, just personal stuff really. I'm just sewing the under sleeve. Oh, hang on, I'll just get my little thing before I stab my arm. Welcome to the jungle. Right. My pin cushion that goes on my arm. It's just got a little chill factor. It's chilly and muggy today. So I feel warm, but dare I say moist. Like I don't know. Anyway, so I was going to talk to you about skin. We're covered in it. I was talking to the girls yesterday, Debbie and Catherine, and we're talking about, I was talking about how I'd had, I don't know how it came up, but I said that I'd had, we're talking about the sun had been out and I'd got a little a little tan mark where my watch sits, which is something that you can't see. Anyway, so that's how little it is, but I haven't been in the sun per se for, is that the right word to use? Since 2015. It wasn't something I went out of my way to do. In 2015, I had 4 skin issues cut off my face. The speed of it happened with my nose. I have one on the side of my nose. So I don't know if it's close enough, but I don't know if you can see the scar when I do that. There's like a Harry Potter scar on that side of my nose. And I had a mark there, and he said to me, if we don't remove that, you've got such a little nose, you're going to lose your nose. So, but he also removed one that had been in here since the early 90s. Yeah. And that went down the side of my nose as well. And I have one here, scar running down there. And I have a scar across the top of my head here. Those are all the ones he did on my face. And then he did that scar there. I didn't take care of that one. I don't know. It's a little badge of honour. So that's why I came to naming my hats. What do you call it? The ditty. Is that what you call it? The ditty for my hat is Save Face this Summer, because of that. Now, my father, I remember the first one Dad had cut off his head. It was on his forehead, and it was one that burrowed down, and what they had to do, they took quite a hunk out of it. And he came home with like this, remember that, you know the bags that onions come in, like a little weavy bag. They come in, you pull and you go. Well, he ended up with one of those over his head, and they cut around his ear, and his little ear popped out, and it was a little bit hysterical. We lived in Australia at that stage. But it would seem that although Danny has had one recently, actually cut off his face, and Mum has had one or two, my skin is my father's skin. Tan beautifully, I do, when I go in the sun. But at the minute, I'm going from translucent to possibly getting a little bit more vitamin D than I have in the past years because of my father's, well, no, it's not him. It's because of what happened in 2015. So I thought I just want to share that with you so that you guys can, I don't know, check yourselves out. If something looks untoward, I see I got a little red spot on my nose, but I go to the skin guy. I've been to him a few times. You know, how I had that one cut off over my eyebrow. Yeah, that was a bit gnarly. One of them was something, and then the other one was a cyst. So safer than sorry as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, it helps that I have, what's that thing called? Private insurance, health insurance. So bonus. Yeah, but health insurance is expensive, and with all the other operations I've had because of my awesomeness, I tend to stick to it at the minute. But yeah, so I thought I'd talk to you about that. I don't know how loud this machine is when I sew. I pinned this all, by the way, before the other day. Oh, it was Friday I pinned it all, and then Chris came home with my new toys. One being a new computer because my old one was having a little panic attack, and 2 was what does he call it? A Google or a Google or a, no, it's not Google, it's a toggle. Hang on, I'll get the box. Okay, this is not even fun. This doesn't even have the cool word for it. This is just called a smartphone stabilizer. So that when I do things, I need to learn how to use it. He told me off yesterday. I was playing with it. Not playing with it. I had my phone in it and I was walking. And he goes, "You've got to learn how to use it." Because it was portrait and we wanted landscape, obviously. And then I showed him the movie last night that I'd done. Or the recording, not the movie. And he's like, "Oh my God." He said, "It's so brilliant." He said, "We're going to have so much fun." I said, "Wait, I thought it was mine." He goes, "Was it wrapped for you?" I went, "Okay. Guess we're sharing that toy." But, yeah, so I sort of stopped and looked at that, and he's played with it. Well, not as much as me because I put it in my phone. And, yeah. So today is the day Lily is moving some of her stuff out. She's moving in with her cousin. I think I've met her cousin. So I think I've met her. And there's someone there that can help her learn how to drive. But of course, I'll be left with still two other little learners in my house. One of my little learners is still asleep. But he all tuckered out from working yesterday until 10 o'clock. Yes, so hopefully Lily's mother is going to be happy with where she's living. And rest of Lily's family is, I guess. So that would be good. So Victoria is planning on moving into Lily's room. Lily's room is in the middle room. And it's a room, then ensuite, then it goes out to like a living area. Oh, I told you about that because that's why the stuff had been dumped. Well, actually, it was Chris that told her to dump it in my studio because Victoria was actually going to throw it out. And Chris is like, "Ooh, no. It's fabric. You don't throw your mother's fabric of any kind out until your mother knows. Your mother throws the fabric out, not you." So yeah. So that's what's happening outside with Mr. Christopher today. Whereas Queenie calls him, there's a saying, something calls him, like it's not just calls, it's affectionately calls him. That's right, Gibbsy. Ha ha ha. I call him Gibbsy too, and I'm like, "Oh, are you kidding, Gibbsy?" So, and that's usually the face I'm pulling when I say that. Yeah. So I'm doing some ironing. I'm doing some washing today. I've got Samuel's McDonald's uniform to wash. They'll be going back to their father's tomorrow for a week. Mr. Gibbs is heading down to Dunners to see his daughter. Yes, it is this week. Yeah. Okay, let's go, bitches. You guys heard that, didn't you? He's taking Lily and Victoria to drop off Lily's bed and her set of drawers, I think. I don't even know where she's moving to. I've never seen her. Anyway. All right. I'll turn this off, do some ironing, and if I have anything, stimulate. Awesome to tell you, I'll tell you. Stuff's moving outside. Okay, see you soon. I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night, and now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never... Okay, it's come to the end of the day. It is now 4 minutes to 4 p.m. I have been playing around with two things. Done a lot on my coat. I've attached the lining in. You see me doing some sewing. I have decided I don't like this part of it. I think it looks naff. but I am going to sew this on. Okay, so I've done all the edgings. All the edgings around here with the selvage. And the funny thing is, one selvage was yellow and one selvage was green. Oh. So, yep, I don't like how white it is in the shadows in the shoulders. Okay, so when I make my nice chocolate brown one, I'm going to take about that much off the shoulders, so which I won't. I'll take equal off this and off this, so it's equals in. And but yep, so I'm gonna go on hand sew that. Chris is going to cook roast pork on the barbecue thingamajiggy. He normally does a what's it called? He does ribs on it. He does. It's like a Weber, like a kettle. Right, so it's like a Weber kettle kind of thing. We call it R2D2 because it's actually shaped like R2D2. And it's just as clever sometimes with the way the food tastes. So, so he's going to do that. I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to put on the Gilmore Girls and I'm going to watch it again. I've just finished Friends. Avid Friend watcher. I think I got Mum into it for a bit. I don't have enough of this to go around each sleeve, unfortunately. So, but I'm doing a split, Queenie. I'm doing a split, just a little split up the side there, and I'm going to go and hand sew it all. Hand sew it. You know who I'm talking to. You know that I know that you know that you know that I know who you know you're talking to. AliExpress is talking to me. Anyway, so that is it. I did think about putting shoulder pads in. I haven't sewn up the bottom yet, so I very well could still do that to give it that structured look. Actually, I might take shoulder pads up with me. I'm going to go and hand sew in the lounge. I have just used a special broom thing to sweep my little mat. And here I take the head off it and I kneel, and I've got so much fur that belongs to Mabel. It's absolutely quite repulsive. And it's Mabel's fur, not Willow's. You know how you're not allowed to have favourites? I don't. Anyway, so with the dress, I have marked the hem. I went down and straightened all the hem because the hem's because of it dropping on the buyer's cuts. And I have gone and pinned them all together, so I'm going to go through and hand sew that. I'll splice down the seam in the back of the skirt, and I will trim it all off on the inside once I've hand sewn it, because, you know, I've made it as long as I could, so some of the turn up is only that much, so that should be okay. That's what I've done. What else have I done today? Yes, I started late and finishing. It's 4 o'clock. Finishing, and I want to get Samuel to teach me how to drop my pictures once I've taken them in my movies onto Premiere Pro, so I can use this brand new system I bought, and I can use the laptop I bought to use the system on. Mabel's having a wah-wah to somebody. There's no one out there. Oh, she sounds like she could eat their faces off, but she's the biggest fraidy cat in the world. Speaking of cats, I had a cat in here earlier today. He's only just left, and he's the one that I know sprays. Not happy. And he was a bit nervous because Willow is a terrible dog that chases our cats, and he sort of skulked out there very quietly. So I believe, I'll have a look, but I believe that the next thing I'm making is the blouse and then the pedal pushers. Catherine had a giggle at me because I said pedal pushers, and she said, don't you mean 7/8? I said, nah, I mean pedal pushers, because I like the words. Pedal pushers. I don't know what they're called. Not 7/8, not 3/4 lengths. I think the 3/4. I think she used another term. But we had a giggle because it was such an old-fashioned word. Well, not old-fashioned. Back when I was a kid, we had petal bushes. So, yeah. Anyway, I am going to go and do that. I'm going to take my new needle threader upstairs with me, grab me some needles, and so with my hands sewing. And the Gilmore Girls. Roger, Roger. Okay, guys, I would like you to please stay safe, please. Keep warm. Oh, please get this thing out of my eyeball. Stay safe, stay warm, stay dry. I stayed dry. I didn't go outside at all today. It was a little bit miserable out there. And be cool. See, you thought I forgot where I was up to. And keep on sewing, okay? If you can't sew, jump onto a vlog and watch somebody sewing, okay? Next best thing, really, to be fair. Or just touch with your fabric. There's something making a hideous noise in the other room. Hopefully it's not the dryer, because the dryer has now been fixed 3 times. And it's not even a year old. Could be spinning the machine. Anyway, I'm going to go. Catch you all later. Take care, please. See ya.